Welcome to the Garden of England, where it's picking season. Salads for supermarkets and the restaurants we've been desperate to get back into, all waiting to be plucked and packed. Plenty of salad, but nowhere near enough pluckers or packers, and Nick's farming WhatsApp group is worried.
One of the biggest sweet corn and squash growers in the country. Serious shortage of skilled staff, particularly machine operators, forklift drivers. One of the biggest tomato companies in the country. Problems and short of staff on a daily basis, but we can't cope. One of the biggest carrot growers in the country. Ditto.
Every year, 120 people come to work here from Eastern Europe. Just a few weeks into the season, Nick's workforce is already down 10%.
In my time in this business, we're closer to not coping than we've ever been. I'm turning orders away today because we haven't got the staff to cut them.
Have you had to do that
So
before?
I've never had to do that.
What is this shortage of staff down to?
It's down to Brexit. It's definitely down to Brexit. But it's also down to simple supply and demand. There's more demand now for labour than there is supply from all the politics that's gone on in the last 3 or 4 years. And people know that.
Since Brexit, the right for EU workers to just turn up here is gone. There's now the Seasonal Agricultural Workers Scheme, a visa quota system that allows 30,000 labourers onto UK farms. Industry says they need double.
It's not just here or in Kent that there are shortages. Farmers like Nick say they need 30,000 extra workers this season alone. The hospitality industry says it's 180,000 short. Meat processors say they're 5,000 short. Now, with unemployment having risen because of COVID, vacancies are clearly a good thing. But when there are so many vacancies in so many sectors in an interconnected economy, there's a problem.
Business didn't happen last week because we couldn't find a truck driver to drive a lorry from here to Evesham. That's quite sad and scary, actually.
At the largest haulier in Kent, the only truck moving at 9 a.m. was a learner lorry. Such is the desperation for drivers, this firm is stumping up half the money for trucker training, which can run into the thousands.
All right, there's a lot of trailers and a lot of trucks parked up.
Yeah.
Is that a shortage of work or a shortage of drivers?
Definitely not a shortage of work. We've got plenty of work going on. It's definitely a shortage of drivers. Minimum of, I would say, 10% of our fleet parked up on a daily basis.
10%? That sounds like a lot of assets doing nothing for
A lot of assets doing nothing.
It's not queues at the borders, but queues at the driving test centres that's hindering haulage right now. Tests stopped during COVID, and that backlog snowballed with Brexit means the industry is now an extra 15,000 drivers short, they say.
There are a number of things we can do. Short term, we should allow foreign drivers in. We need to look at the apprenticeship system to make sure that we can get a new generation, fresh blood into the industry fast. Logistics is living on borrowed time.
Isn't the simple answer for your industry just to pay drivers more? Then more people will want to do it.
Logistics is a very low margin business. People make 1 or 2% profit a year. And that is a pretty scary number if you're suddenly having to pay drivers a lot more.
Farming, haulage and hospitality want visa restrictions relaxed for their industries. Their workers labelled critical workers. The Home Office says they want employers to focus on training and investing in our domestic workforce rather than relying on labour from abroad. That is a tall order in this sector. In Brian's 4 pubs alone, he says he's short 30 staff members, and homegrown talent comes at a cost.
I'd love to pay more, but I've got to charge you more. Are you happy to pay more when I charge you for your pint of beer? You're not. You know, we're up against supermarkets knocking out prices of beer at no price at all. We've all had that in lockdown. And now, you know, we've got to charge what we've got to charge to survive.
For some industries, COVID sent thousands of their workers home. Brexit's been a bar to many coming back. The one thing a post-pandemic rebounding economy needs, though, is labour, wherever it's from.